Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am here just trying to put this on my Facebook group. If you're watching this on the replay, just type hashtag replay in the comments. It's gonna let me know you're watching this on the replay. But I'm trying to get this into my Facebook group because for some reason, StreamYard isn't allowing me to share to my Facebook group, and so I want to be able to do that, but it's not giving me that option. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Share button. Nope, not there. There. Okay, there's a share button. Share. Interesting. Um, I'm trying to share this to my Facebook group. No, it will not allow this. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're not doing that today. But welcome everybody. Glad you guys are here. Oh, let me go ahead and hit live for Instagram. All right. So, welcome everybody. We're here talking about is it time to leave your job? You guys know I wrote a book. It's called Before You Quit Your Job. Let me go ahead and pull this joker down here real quick. Since we're going to talk about this subject a little bit. But welcome everybody. We're talking about is it time to leave your job for full time entrepreneurship? Because next week I'm going to be teaching it. Was it next week? No, it's actually this Thursday. I'm going to be teaching a class called How to Monetize Your Social because so many people may be working full time on their jobs and they working part time on their business and they want to be able to monetize social media. So we're going to be talking about that. So everybody here, let me know if you're watching this. Like, are you full time employed in a part time business? Excuse me, or are you full time in your business? Are you full time? Are you full time on your job with a business, or are you full time in entrepreneurship? So tell me that in the chat. I would love to hear that. Now, granted, we are live everywhere. We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And all the places. And so we're going to have a little conversation about is it time to leave your job for full time entrepreneurship? Because those of you guys did not know, I wrote a book 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Three. Wow. Is it three? I think we're going on 4 years ago. Oh my God. And it's called Before You Quit Your Job. I am very passionate about this subject. And I have been trying to write this book for years. And then all of a sudden, I heard God tell me it's time, write the book. And I was like, okay. So I wrote this book called Before You Quit Your Job, a strategic guide for entrepreneurs. Very, very, very passionate about this book, about this topic. Okay. So, hey, Jewel. Jewel says she's full-time employee with the business. Okay. Awesome. Everybody else that is, yeah, yes, Jewel, let's go. So if you are, tell me you guys, are you guys full-time employees with the business or are you full-time on your business? So you guys tell me in the chat, all right? And we're gonna have a little conversation about this. And the whole goal of us having this conversation is just to give you some guidance and some insight about entrepreneurship, about leaving and then being able to make money, full time and all the things. Okay. So I am Kia Kelly, and obviously I teach business owners how to market their businesses online. And specifically, we are talking about using short form vertical video like TikTok, Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, and all the different things. And I have been in business for well, I've been an entrepreneur since 2007, but I started this business as a consultant in like 2016. So we're right at 7 years that I've been doing this, and it's been a blast. It's been like peaks and valleys. I've had all the things, all the years, but it's been a blast to do this. Okay. Annabelle says she's full time on her job and redesigned with 2 weeks left. Oh, and just resigned. Oh, I said redesign with 2 weeks left. We'll be doing full time in business. Okay, Annabelle, congratulations. We're proud of you. So, Annabelle, what's your business? Let's see. I paid for your TikTok class, but was sick and not able to log in for the class. Can I please have the replay? Okay, so here's the deal. Anytime you take a class of mine, there is a couple things, right? So it just depends on how you invested in it. And I just want to address this live when she asked it live. Your best bet is going to be to email us. Okay, so send us an email to assistant@KiaKelly.com, assistant@KiaKelly.com. And you're going to want to let my assistant know like what you invested in and all the type of stuff. And then if possible, send her your confirmation of your receipt. And that way it makes it a whole lot easier. Because obviously I'm here, I'm live. When I finish, I got to go do this and this and this and this and this. And then by the time we get off the live stream, I'm going to forget all about it. And you're going to be like, where'd she go? I talked to her on her live stream. Why didn't she help me? It's like, it's not because I don't care. It's just like, probably forgot all about it. You know what I mean? So you're going to want to send an email to assistant@kiankelly.com. I can't help you on this live stream because that's not what we're talking about on this live stream, but go ahead and send us an email. Okay. All right. So Stephanie says she is full-time on her job and has a business. Okay. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay. So let's talk about, as it pertains to having a full-time job and then leaving to have a business. Okay. So the first thing that I will say is this. Having a job is great, right? Being a full-time entrepreneur is great, right? They're both great, right? And what the number one thing that we all are basically trying to do is we're trying to I'm using this word, but I'm just going to say it. We're all trying to survive, right? We're all trying to make money so that we can pay for our cost of living and all the things and be able to do whatever the things that we want to do while we're in this life, right? And for the most part, to live this life on earth, we need some type of money. So we are working a job or we have a full-time business within an effort to do that, okay? So having a job is not better than having a business, or having a business is not better than having a job. Both of them come with different types of things, right? I've done them both. Most of my life, I would say I'm 40 now. I think I've had a job longer than no. Well, because I couldn't start working until I was 15, 16. So we can't count that. We can't count 15 years. So now we're going to count from 16 on. So that means we're at I think I've been an entrepreneur more than I've had a job, right? And I will say that there's benefits to both of them. There's benefits to having a business and there's benefits to having a job. One of the benefits of having a job is consistency. You have a job, you have a role, you know what time you work, you got vacation, healthcare. Here's what you know: A, B, C, D, right? And then typically with having a job, here is your roles and responsibilities, right? That if you have, let's just say you are HR, right? That you're typically not going to be helping anybody with IT issues. If you're in HR, you're not going to be helping with sales or admin. You're going to be focused on HR, right? So that's one of the beauties of having a job, right? One of the downsides of having a job is having a boss. Because sometimes you're like, I don't be bothered with you today, or they're just not using kind words or whatever. But not only that, another thing with having a job is the restriction, right? So when you have a job, you have to be there. Let's just for conversation's sake, you have to be there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, right? And then you get a lunch break from whatever time. And that's it. You can't be on your phone. You can't be doing all these things. There's restrictions on what you can and cannot do, which is not a bad thing. It's just that that's what happens with a job, right? Now, when you have a business, right? Here's the deal. The beauty of having a business, and then the not so beautiful things. The beauty of having a business is flexibility. I'm going to use air quotes for that. It's flexibility. You run the business, right? So it's like, if you want to go to lunch and be there for 2 hours, you can do that. If you want, oh, sorry. Okay. I'll address that in a second on TikTok. But also you can do whatever you want in your business. So me, I'm here live. I can dress however I want to dress. I can talk however I want to talk. I can be wherever I want to be. If I want to work in Dubai or I want to work in Thailand, I can do that as long as I have Wi-Fi and my laptop, right? That's one of the beauties. I also can dictate, air quotes, how much money I make, right? As a business owner, right? So that's the beauties of having a business. Some of the downsides of having a business is that you have to do everything. Right? You have to do everything. So I'll give you an example. Just this morning, the last couple of days, I was like, something's wrong with my email signature because somebody designed it on Upwork and something was wrong with our email signature. And trying to figure out all that stuff, there was no IT person to call. I had to go back to the contractor and say, hey, what's going on with this? Get it fixed and all that. Right? The emails are coming in. We have to respond to them, right? If I have any kind of tech issues with setting up this live stream, I was having tech issues. There's no IT person to call to do that, right? If the business is not making any money, I ain't making no money. Does that make sense? So it's my business. So the business makes money. The business also pays me. And if the business ain't make no money, then I ain't getting paid. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of beauty and then not so great things as it pertains to having a job and then working full time, right? But it's not to say that either one is better than the other, right? But it is important for you to know where you should be. Okay, let me explain. So for me, I think my mama, when I was in her womb, knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. My daddy has his entrepreneur spirit. He's failed at a lot of things, right? But he already had it. And when I was a kid, I would buy candy for 5 cents and sell it for 25. I was always selling something. I mean, I was innovative. I was a fast talker. I'm like always have been, right? So when I was gonna go to college, well, no, when I was in high school, I would negotiate. I mean, I was just always call myself a hostage negotiator. I've been calling myself that for a year because it's just like there's just this gift that I have to just negotiate. Now that could be manipulative, and I refuse to be manipulative, but I know how to negotiate, right? And you'll feel good, you won't feel bad, all the things, anyway. So I had this gift, right? And so I ended up getting into network marketing back in 2002, and that is what set me up on this path of entrepreneurship, right? But here's what I'll say: it has been hard as hell. I won't say the word because technically it's a curse word, but it's also hell, heaven and hell. So in the context, it's a cuss word, right? So it's hard. It is extremely hard to run a business. If you agree that it's extremely hard to run a business, just type hard in the comments. It's hard because you are having to learn all these things. You're having to be like, here's the fun part. Here's the fun stuff I love to do. Like, I love this, right? But when I hang up with this, I still have all this stuff that I still need to do, right? I still have to make sure that the company has revenue coming in, right? So that way, one, I am making money. And then so that my people that work for me, that they're making money, right? It's not an easy journey. And so that's why I talked about it in my book, Before You Quit Your Job, because the last thing the last thing I want people to do is quit their jobs too soon. Now let me address this. She said MLM can be a cuss word. Thank you guys for following. A lot of new followers on TikTok. Earl and Spice Beige and Do Marie, thanks for following on TikTok. And if you guys wouldn't mind on TikTok, if y'all wouldn't mind tapping your screen on TikTok, TikTok loves engagement. And when y'all tap the screen, it's a big thing. Maintaining consistency is a real change. Yes. So let's talk about MLM. So I love multi-level marketing, network marketing. I'm obsessed with it. So chapter 2 of my book, let me show y'all. Chapter 2 of my book is called Hustling Isn't Just for Drug Dealers. It's called Hustling Isn't Just for Drug Dealers. And I talk about network marketing in that chapter, and how network marketing is what taught me so much about business and leadership and growing and what it takes to run a business, so to speak, right? And I love network marketing. And I tell people that if you want the best business school at the least amount of cost, join a great network marketing organization. Okay, join a great network marketing organization. So Denzel said, how can you get my book? So here's the deal. If you go to kenyakelly.com and click on work with me, you can buy the book there. And then also I actually sign it for everybody. So it makes me feel good when like I see an order come in, I can like sign it and ship it out. So you guys can go to kenyakelly.com under work with me, and my book is there. Okay. So network marketing allows you to like invest a small amount of money, but it will teach you so much if you spend time on it. Right. So here's kind of what I talk about in my book, and as it pertains to you with a full-time business and all that. I tell people in my book that, you're welcome, Denzel, that it's really important to understand that your job is going to help you develop the discipline that's necessary to run a business, right? Your job is going to help you develop the discipline that is necessary to run a successful business, okay? Because for many years, I would wake up at whatever time, get dressed, go to work, take a lunch break, and then work until 5, right? When I quit my job for the last time, I made a decision that I was going to treat my business like I had a job. And I have been treating it that way for years. Hey, Alton, years, right? Even during COVID-19. Listen, Majority of the world was at home in sweatpants, looking homeless every single day. That's what I wanted to do. But the entire 2020, 2021, and on, every morning I took a shower, I did my hair, did my makeup, put on an entire outfit, and I worked every single day. Right. So that's when I started on TikTok and we exploded. But because I had already had developed this discipline that if I was going to be a successful business owner, then I had to treat my business like I had a job. Right. I meet people here in San Diego who are like, hey, let's go have lunch and this, whatever. It's like during the middle of the day. And I'm like, let's have lunch on the weekend. I do take a lunch break, don't get me wrong. But I know for a lunch break, you gotta like get in the car, drive to the place, eat lunch, however long it's gonna be, get back in the car and drive. It's like 2 hours. And I'm like, I treat my business. I have like a schedule of when I'm doing what I'm doing. I do live streams all the time and I'm working with my team, right? Now don't get me wrong. I like on a Friday, I'll be like, it's 1 o'clock, I'm out of here because I've done so much during the week or whatever, right? But I have used like the time of like having a full-time job and developing this discipline. I remember when I first quit my job in 2016 and I was like, I was exhausted. I had just gone through a divorce. I was exhausted. And I was just like, okay, I got to sleep some. I'm going to watch a lot of TV. I can't tell you all the things that I watched. I was working out in the gym all the time. And I was just like, I just gonna do this for just a small period of time, right? And I did that. And then after like maybe it was a couple weeks, maybe it was 3 or 4 weeks, I said, okay. And I made a decision. Okay, now I'm good. Let's get back started, right? And so that's exactly what I do. So when I look at like running a business, right? It's really important for you to understand that, like, okay, one of the things I talk about in the book is that let's just say you make $75,000 a year on your job, right? If you make $75,000 a year on your job and your business is currently making $20,000 a year, then you have some revenue technically of about $95,000. If you leave your job and your business is only bringing in $20,000, then you only have now $20,000 when you had 95,000. Right. And one of the things that I recommend for my clients, especially when they have a full-time job, is listen, work that job and build that business at the same time. And here's why. That job is paying you whatever money, right? And instead of you taking all that, like you pay your bills or whatever, and instead of you taking that access and you buying this or buying that, going on this vacation, what if you start investing that access, the excess into the things you need for your business? For example, before I left my job, I was like, okay, I'm making $100,000 a year on my job. I was like, all right, what do I need? I need a new computer, right? Okay, got that. Then I said I needed healthcare, take care of everything, right? So I went to every single doctor's visit. I mean, I saw everybody. They looked at parts of my body I ain't ever seen. Right? But I was like, because health insurance is going to cost a lot more as an entrepreneur, and right. So I used all that money and I like got all these things fixed that was going on with my body, right? And then any kind of like my website, I used money that I was making on my job to get my website built. And I just got all this stuff from money that I was making from my job versus the money I was making from my business, right? But also I started working that business and getting it up to the point to where the income was matching. Does that make sense? Because if you're making 75,000 on your job, 20 on your business, like you have a lifestyle that is used to that amount of money, right? So you've got your rent or your mortgage, your lights, your cable, your whatever, right? And the moment you leave, now you're like, there's pressure. Now there is pressure to get more money to pay for all the stuff. Does this all make sense? So I tell people that even though you may hate your job or you may hate your boss or whatever, you just want to leave your job. You don't want to put that stress on yourself. So you want to like develop the discipline and you want to be building that business where it's getting to the point where it's making enough money where it makes sense to leave the job. right? So for me, I had my job, I was making six figures, and I was in a network marketing organization making six figures. Thanks for buying my book. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Right. And so it was very tiresome. I was exhausted, but I knew the goal, right? I knew the goal. Okay. I knew that the goal was to leave within 6 months. So I was tired and I was in a new city. So nobody knew me anyways. I wasn't hanging out with a bunch of people and I would work my job. And then when I got off of my job, I would work my business and then I would do it over and over and over again. Right. And so so eventually I was making six figures on my job, six figures in network marketing. Then I left the job and I was making six figures in network marketing still. Now my lifestyle, I was in an apartment. I didn't have like a fancy anything. So it's not like I wasn't living a $200,000 a year lifestyle by any means, like at all, but I was able to, sustain myself. So I was making six figures in network marketing. And then I was able to start building that business. And that first year, we made six figures in my business. Does that make sense? And don't get me wrong, it was not perfect. It wasn't perfect by no means, right? But I learned through the art of it all of being like, okay, let me stop being so pissed at my job and use this thing to build what I really want. Right. So like when I think about like right now, I live in San Diego, which is very expensive to be here. I thank God for being here, no complaints. And I have this office, right? And it's expensive. And I'm like, "Ooh, this is God's idea." You know what I mean? But when I was moving in here, I said, okay, I think I probably need a better desk because there's like concrete floors. And I was like, okay, so I want to be able to stand up and stuff like that and not just sit down. So I got a electric desk or whatever. And then I was like, okay, I got a iMac computer or whatever. But the only reason why I was able to do that was because like I knew that my job was to go, okay, here's how much money the business makes on a regular basis. Here's what the expenses I'm getting ready to incur by getting an office. What if I actually got a secondary source of income? Example. So my main thing is I teach people how to make money online. I'm a business coach, right? And one of the things we focus on is short form video, right? And so we have our courses in one-on-one. Well, I had brands like TikTok and QuickBooks and all of them reaching out to pay me a significant amount of money to create content. And it was a lot of money. Okay. It's a lot of money that got paid. And so a lot of that bulk money, I didn't go and like do anything crazy. I didn't buy a new car. My car's paid off, whatever. But what I did do was I invested in this awesome desk. It's like $300 from Costco. Amazing, right? And I invested in like some, decor or whatever. I invested in my iMac, right? And so, I didn't use my regular money that the business makes to do that. There was an influx that came in from working with brands. Does that make sense? So I'm telling you all this because like to really be a successful business owner, a successful entrepreneur, you've got to develop that discipline while you're on your job. If you are a full-time entrepreneur and you're like, you got to be more disciplined. Listen, how many of y'all here are saying that you need more discipline? If that's you, type me and then ask me questions. Let me see. Hey, Lynn, I want to leave so bad. Tiffany, Tiffany, what's your job? Let me see who else is here. Lawanda, thanks for following. I see a lot of new followers here on TikTok. Miss Robies, Ayla. Let me see. Now, Nini said, how did you manage time? My problem was my job left me too exhausted to work on the business. Here's the deal. So, if your job has you super exhausted where you can't do anything, then possibly pray about it. Hey, Samantha, what's up, girl? Possibly you should have a different job because the last thing you want is outside of work, right? The last thing you want to do is to give your job all of you, and you don't. This is Pastor Kenya, Minister Kenya. The last thing you want to do is give a job all of you and give God nothing. Y'all can say preach. I felt the Holy Spirit on that one, literally. Okay. The last thing you want to do is give your job everything and give God nothing, right? But also to give yourself nothing. And so if you're doing this hamster wheel thing all day, every day, and you have nothing left, then something has to give. Okay. I'm not saying leave your job, start your business. I'm saying you may need to go, okay, maybe I need to be in a different job. Okay. Samantha, I just struggle, especially with ADHD, but also I'm not going to make the money I'd like here for another few years. Womp womp. Okay, so Samantha, what's your job? And I have a bunch of friends that have ADHD. A bunch of friends have ADHD. Let me see. I feel like I'm focusing on too many things and not mastering none. Makes sense? Yes, that makes perfect sense, Lynn. So you like, so why do you feel like you focus on so much stuff? I definitely understand what you're saying. Miss Roby's, yes. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Renee, me turning in my notice today. Job turned onto way more than I signed up for. Got to protect my mental and physical health. Okay, Renee. So if Renee says she's leaving her job today, well, here's my prayer for you, Renee, that you have a plan for afterwards, right? I get it about the job. I 100% get it. But my prayer is that you have something for afterwards. I'm at an agency working in experiential marketing, just pull from creative producing into amplification. Oh, okay. Okay. So what do you want to do, Samantha? I know you were in PR. I knew that. Um Okay, so here's the deal, everybody. Like, must have, yeah. So, and I talk about this in the book. Like, before we like, that's why it's called "Before You Quit Your Job." Before you quit your job, let me tell you, I'm not trying to sell the book right now. I'm just, this is a topic, but so here's the chapters. I was so, y'all don't understand. I wrote this book in 3 weeks. I was so passionate about it. I mean, I was writing and writing and writing. And it's kind of funny too. When I did the audio book, the lady who was in the studio with me, she was dying. She was trying her best not to laugh. But poor lady, but because I wrote the way that I talk. Okay, here is the topic, the table of contents. Begin with the end in mind, which is what we just talked about, having an end plan. Second thing is hustling isn't just for drug dealers. Number 3 is minimize monthly expenses. Number 4, save, save, save. Number 5, get your ducks in a row. Number 6, discipline, discipline, discipline. Number 7, invest in a consultant. Number 8, eliminate negative people. Number 9, new friends are needed. Number 10 is talk to your spouse. Okay. Hey, Brenda. Okay. So I just don't like it either. It's just my handle now. Oh, okay. Samantha. That's funny. Okay. So listen, like, where can I get your book? I took one of your first TikTok classes. Yay, Lynn. So my book is on KenyaKelly.com. So granted, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Kindle, you can get it on Audible and all that. But if you get it physically, I sign it for you. Okay. But you can get the Audible. The Audible's kind of funny. It's the same book, but I'm laughing on it. I had a good time in the audio. I was like, let's go. Okay. So here's the thing that I really just want you guys to understand, that if your goal is to be a full-time entrepreneur, if you want to make 6 figures, 7, 8, whatever, and build this business, then you've got to start somewhere, right? You've got to start somewhere, and you've got to be consistent with where you're starting, right? Like, I have a ministry which is called You, Me, and Jesus, and I started it like 7 years ago, maybe 7, and it was just me just talking about my relationship with God. And it's still what it is. And what it is becoming a place where I'm teaching Christians how to experience God, grow in God, and all that. And now I am in the process of creating my first course on how to hear God, right? But I was developing the discipline of that, of creating that in the midst of running my business, because my business had me so tired that I didn't really have anything to offer. And I said, all right, we got to put down some of these things for the business so I can focus on my calling. Right. So I'm just telling y'all, like, I'm just like y'all, even running a business. I had to go, all right, how do we minimize this so that I have what I need to offer to God and to people with what is my calling? You know what I mean? And so now we have that. And so you guys can check that out. It's You, Me, and Jesus on YouTube, You, Me, and Jesus podcast, You, Me, and Jesus. Okay. But if you know that you're like, I am on this job, but eventually I want to run a business, then what I strongly encourage is, one of the things you can start is on social media, right? I don't know what your thing is or what your thing could be, but social media is a great way to start something, right? It's a great way to start something, whether you're doing affiliate marketing, whether you're working with brands, whatever. It's social media is a great place to start this, okay? Now, what I will say is, I'm actually teaching a class. Let me give you all a link for that. I'm actually teaching a class. It's free. I'm teaching it on Thursday, and it's called How to Monetize Your Social Media. Okay, so it's called How to Monetize Your Social Media. All right. And so if y'all are listen, again, this is a free class. I'll teach for an entire hour. It's free. We'll give you guys an opportunity to buy something if you want to, but you don't have to. But I'm going to be teaching for an entire hour, teaching you how to monetize your social media. And my strong encouragement is to start there. It's so easy to grow on social media or to grow a thing on social media if you are consistent. Okay? If you are consistent. Okay. All right. Samantha says, I don't know why posting now has me in a chokehold. Haven't posted in a feed in almost a year today. Good gosh. Okay. So maybe we'll talk about that on the webinar, Samantha, but like we got to get you going with that. Okay. Now, for those of you guys that are, if you're on Instagram and you want to take the class, you literally can just comment the word webinar. Okay. If you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, you can comment the word webinar and that'll send you a link to register. Okay. Everybody else, if you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or you're on TikTok, then you got to go to the link that's here, kiakelly.com/monetize social. Okay. Because like our system only works, the automated system only works for Instagram and Facebook, not for TikTok, YouTube, or LinkedIn. Okay. I have a Christian page that I share all things God, you, me, and all things God. Oh, I love it. That's amazing. Hey, Mercedes. Okay. All right. What questions do you guys have? Specific questions you guys have about being on your job, starting a business? What questions you guys got? And I see everybody typing the word webinar. Hey, Tamara. It's going to be a great, great time. Listen, I am telling you, how many of y'all have heard about all these people that are like 16, 17, 20s that are making millions of dollars because they just started creating content on social media? They didn't build a business. You can, but they didn't build a business. They created content. And now they are multi-millionaires because they got started and they were consistent. People can talk about TikTokers all day long they want to. You can talk about influencers all day long if you want to, but they are killing it. Why? Because they showed up every single day. And the people we look up to is because they show up every single day. Everybody looks at Steph Curry, but Steph Curry just kept showing up every single day. Michael Jordan, same thing. All these people we all look up to is because they just showed up every single day, right? Like the reason why I had so much success with TikTok, I didn't know what I was doing. I showed up every single day, and I still show up every single day. Like I know Samantha in real life. I know some of you other guys in real life, right? And there's no real difference in like me and the me back then when I knew everybody or met everybody. It's just I just keep showing up. That is it. That is my like 100% claim to fame. People always say, Kenya, what is your key to success? Show up. I just keep showing up. I'm telling you, I do not have it all figured out. Everything is not perfect. Like, I could tell y'all some stuff that will make me cry. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. But I just keep showing up, right? Like I'm getting ready to have major surgery in August, right? Like I have like how do I explain it? It's not cancer. It's like I have a really big tumor in my stomach. So if you ever see me like in my videos, like my stomach looks big, I look pregnant, I have like a tumor. It's not cancerous. And so I have to have surgery to have it removed, right? Guess what? I am already creating the plan of how I'm going to show up. But guess what? Listen, let me explain. You're like, what? Listen, I am just going to record a lot of content. I am going to write a bunch of stuff. And then I am going to give it to my team and say, okay, here's the schedule. Here is when these things go out. While I am at home chilling and healing, I'm going to still show up. You will think, obviously I won't be on live stream, right? If they had y'all remember when Facebook had the replay thing where you could hit replay and it will replay your video? I wish that was still available, but it's not, right? I will still show up, because this is what I do. I'm consistent, but I go away and I handle my business, like take care of myself, but my stuff will still be there, right? And what I am trying to do is I'm trying to help you develop that same discipline. Listen, how many of you all would love to make more money than you make right now? Hey, Hazik, I'm on StreamYard. How many of you all would love to make more money right now? So we're on Instagram, we're on my phone, but everywhere else we're on StreamYard. Okay. Everybody here say, yes, I want to make more money. Right. So Lily, I don't know how, listen, okay, somebody's asking me, like, how do you get the stream key for TikTok? I don't know. How come I have it and other people don't? What I think, okay, so in order to stream on StreamYard with TikTok, you got to have the stream key. I think that because I am in some type of TikTok program, that they gave me access to the stream key. That's what I think is why most people don't have it and I have it. I'm sorry for those that don't have it. Okay. Now, did you say what the schedule was? What schedule? For the webinar? Okay. But listen, I am just trying to help you all develop the discipline so that way, because everybody wants to make more money, right? But in order to make more money, we have to create more value, right? So that's like, okay, there's people in the job. Okay, for me, I made at one point in time $20,000 a year, crazy at a job. But there were people making multiple six figures because the value they were bringing to the company was bigger than the value I was bringing. Right. So if you are here with your income, then you've got to go, okay, I've got to create more value. So let's just say you want to be a content creator and you want to make money with brand partnerships. You've got to create value in the marketplace. The brands have to see your value. You are valuable no matter what, but they have to see it in terms of dollars giving you dollars. Does that make sense? They have to see it. Why they would like the value. They go, okay, if we give Natasha $5,000, it's going to cause us to make $100,000 or $50,000 or whatever from that campaign. They have to be able to see the value. So you have to be doing what you're doing and being consistent to cause that to happen. Does that make sense? Oh no, sorry. Okay, no, I wasn't about schedules. I was talking about having surgery. So again, if you guys are saying to yourself that you want to be able to get started on social media, you want to make money on social media, I want to invite, okay, I got to go. I want to invite you all to a webinar I'm teaching on Thursday. It's absolutely free. It's called How to Monetize Your Social Media. And I'm going to be teaching, it's 100% free. Yes, I will give you guys an offer where y'all can invest to work with me. But if you don't want it, so what? You just watch the webinar for free. I'm going to be teaching y'all all the things. Like, how many of y'all have ever been on one of my free classes and you're like, how is this free? Happens like just like right now. I've been teaching on this live stream for 38 minutes for free. And so when we have a webinar, you get even more value for free. Okay. So if you want to join the webinar, the link is here on the screen. But if you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, you can just comment the word webinar. Okay. So WEBINAR webinar, and our system will send you a link if you're on Instagram or on Facebook. But if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok, you have to go to this link here to register. They need to see how you connect organically to your audience. Me, I was too afraid to implement. I'm ready now. Let's go, Satya. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Lynn says she had surgery and still showed up because she had a plan. I know that's right. I'm gonna have my surgery and be resting. I'll show up when I can, but like, nope, I'm like, let's go heal. Let's heal. You know what I mean? Okay. I believe you have to have at least 1,000 followers. Yes. To go live on TikTok, you have to have at least 1,000 followers, but they're asking about how do you stream on TikTok from desktop? You have to have a stream key. And so I don't know why everybody doesn't have a stream key, why I have it. And most people that ask me that question don't. I don't know the answer to that. But I think because I'm in a TikTok program, I think they gave it to me. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, I got to go. It's your girl's lunchtime. But I may come back on again tonight and chat with you guys even more. Hey, Antonio, we're ending. But I want all you guys to join me. The class is how to monetize your social media. It's on this Thursday at 4:00 Pacific, which is 7:00 Eastern. It's absolutely free. And again, if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, if you type the word webinar, a link will be sent to your inbox. Otherwise, if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok, go to this link here, kiakelly.com/monetize social, or just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. Okay. All right, guys. So I got to go have my lunch, talk to my team, and I got a class that takes place I have a call at 2:00. All right. So I love y'all. I will see you guys on the next one. And that's it. Okay. So see you guys soon. All right. Bye, guys.